Hello, welcome back to the little Welsh cottage. Many thanks to Sanita and Phil for sending me this Whitstable magnet. I went to Whitstable, I think it could have been last year. If I can find the videos, I'll put a link in the description below. Now, it's a beautiful sunny day today, but typical. A few months ago, I booked some tickets to go and see a theatre show down in Cardiff, in a theatre that I used to work in fact, many a moon ago. So typical that it's a nice sunny day when I can't spend time on the homestead. So let's go to Cardiff. Oh, this is brand new here on the right. I've just got off the train at Cottage, and this is known as the student area, and also the Sherman Theatre, where I worked in the early 90s on a few productions there as a technical assistant. And it looks like they've given it a makeover. It's a little view back down to the street for anybody that used to live or work here. They seem to have designated cycle paths here now. Right then, well, I'm going to go inside the theatre, see this show. A friend of mine is in it. I'll catch up with you in about 3 hours. I've just had a message from a friend of mine, John Rogers. He's out and about today making his next video, and he is in my old stomping ground of Sydenham, and he sent me a picture of the train station. He's doing the Capital Ring, Crystal Palace to Grove Park, in the rain, he said, and he's going to pass my old house and my old allotment. So I've just sent him a few little bits of information about the area. So he'll probably put his video on in about a week or two's time. So when it's available, I will let you know, and I'll also put a link in the description below so you can go off and have a look. It's raining here in Wales today. The cat is outside. She's sat in the rain. But I'm thinking about changing things around. I just want to try it, but I'm thinking about reversing these. I've overwatered my pineapple. That's why the leaves have turned a bit colour, turned some colour. Right, let's move these. Now I've looked into the science of it all, and apparently it is not advised to put an electric heater into a normal extension lead. So I've sent off to good old Amazon for a special high wattage extension, and that should turn up in the next day or two. Now, this might not work, and I might end up putting it all back, but I've given it a go. I like the way that it looked before, but I've got that fireplace, and there you are. You can see the difference now. See how clean the carpet is. I've reduced my cleaners. You know, I took on a cleaner about a month ago. Well, I've reduced them now because they were coming once a week. And I just found that when you knew they were coming, you would tidy up a few things, you know, just to help them get on with the task in hand. And I found having that every week, I started to feel that the place wasn't my own. So I've changed them to once a fortnight. Oh, the rain has stopped now. But it's still quite damp out there. So I've changed them to once a fortnight, so we'll see how we get on with that. Now, the clock is staying there. I'm not going to play around with moving that. That's one way to make sure it doesn't work. I bought this the other day. It was only £5 on one of these sites. It's a canvas of Rusty, and that is to go down into the shed. Or it can go into the summer house now. Right, these are flea things for the cats, you know, to put on their backs. And that's why one of them is outside. She doesn't like having them done. So she ran out yesterday and she's been out there all day. But she'll come back in when she wants food. Now, this is why I don't know if it's going to work with the clock. Because when I first moved in, this is the layout that I had. But I didn't have the clock then. So we'll see. What do you think? And then, if I've got a chair, this is one of my garden patio chairs. The chair that I'd had here, the upholstery needs to be done. See, this takes me back to when I first moved in. So I could have that like that, and then when I want to do a bit of work, I can turn around here and I'm sat at my desk, so maybe that will work. Maybe that will work. But do I need to turn one of the leaves down? But then I'm losing space then, aren't I? Right, and then, I went to insure my bike and they said you had to have a particular lock on it. And this is the lock, look at it. It's a hefty thing. Oh, is this John? Right, yeah, okay. John's just confirming a few things. I'm going to feed him a few little notes, I think, as we go along. Because at one point of the walk that he's doing, the signs just stop. You get to the end of the lane and there's no sign. And then you're stood by the park and you don't know whether to go up that way or go to the left. If you go to the left, it completely takes you in the wrong direction. And I would often, on a summer's day, be stood out by my garden gate and you'd see people. And I'd go, stick to the right, straight up. I was like a human sign. Right. I do love this carpet. I can't remember where I got it from. Right, okay. That needs to go around the other way. Because I can see the impressions of where the fire goes. And this is one of the reasons why I did it in the way that I did it the first time. Was because I didn't have the proper extension lead. There you go. Put put it back in the holes. I remember I went to go and interview the director of the Mousetrap in London. And I said, how do you approach a show that's been on stage for, I think it's 75 years, isn't it? How do you approach that type of show? As from the viewpoint of directing it, you know, what can you do a bit differently? And he said to me, on the first day, I just said to the actors, follow the marks on the carpet, darlings, and you won't go far wrong. Right, let me have a step back now. What do you think of that? See, that top bit seems a bit too busy for my liking now. There's still space to get past. And I suppose I could move this back a little. The reason why it was out so far was because I had one of these cat beds. But they haven't used them for a while now, because they prefer to be upstairs. So maybe if I just move, it just seems a bit weird to have it so far back. And now it exposes the marks on the carpet where the imprint has been. Right, let me go and get the fireplace. All these are the boxes for the base of the shed. I'm doing one of those plastic grid things. And my bike, the one that I gave away, that's being collected tomorrow. So once that is done, there'll be a bit more space in here. I still think this needs to be painted. Maybe not black, but it needs to be given some colour. Because I think the cream on white will just make it blend too much into the room. Right. Heave. You do like to just stand there, don't you? And not give a hand. One of my concerns about doing this today was, would the cat come in, think she's in the wrong house, and then go back out again? Now, I would imagine it's all about lining up that hearth first, and then everything else falls off the side of it. Now, because of the skirting, do I need to cut that in order to put it, you know, for it to be flush up against the wall? I might just live with it as that for the time being and see how I go. In fact, having that gap, I could just put the cord behind it. But I'm thinking this part here has to be black, doesn't it? And that could still go there, but maybe rusty this time could go on top. Oh, that means buying a bit more knickknacks, doesn't it, to go on top of the mantelpiece? Although I've got loads of stuff in there. In fact, let me try this out. What do you think to this, lads and lasses? There you go. In fact, put Rusty on the fire to keep him warm. Then they could go on each side, can't they? Amber and Topsy. More things to clean though. Oh, I think I'm going to have a cup of tea and see what it feels like and just live with it for a while. I'm sure you'll tell me, but I'll ask. And anyway, what do you think of it? It does certainly feel a bit more cozier, doesn't it? And then I could have a picture above the wall there. Not this one, but something there. Something with a bit of colour. In fact, I wouldn't use this because I like it in the bathroom. Are you still there? The card just ran out. I had to change it. Which filled the card up. So what I was saying was, I wouldn't use this one because I like this being in the bathroom. But something like that, with a bit of colour, would be very nice there. You know what? I'm going to leave it for a day or two and just see how it feels. I'm going to sit down there and just relax and have a think with a nice cup of tea. So Topsy has found her way underneath the patio. There she is. Are you doing okay? Now she found a hole on the other side, which is a lot bigger than this one. I've just given her some food, so I'm just going to coax her out slowly now. See, she's looking around to the other entrance, and that's the way she'll come out. There's a bigger hole on this side. It's just a bit awkward for me to get to it. Come on, this way. Topsy. There you go. Look who's back in the bosom of her family. Just catching up now on a bit of food and a bit of rest. And this is what it looks like in the dark. I must admit, it does look a bit more homelier. What do you think? I can already imagine it at Christmas. Tinsel and holly around the hearth. I think that light really helps to set it off as well. Well, it's been a busy old day, so I'm going to have a cup of tea and just relax in front of the fire. So I'll catch up with you next time. So from me until then, bye for now.